Andy, some people don't know who you are, but like every other theologian, you're rooted in this experience, this theological memoir narrative thing that shapes the way you think about all of the things that you've been working on. What are the experiences in your life that have had the most impact on the kinds of work that you've done in the past and have had an impact on the work that you're doing next?
Yeah, I mean, I really see myself at the core of who I am, and really how I got into teaching and writing and thinking about youth ministry and thinking about theology and youth ministry really is through the vein of it being a youth worker. I mean, when I went to college, I thought there was nothing in the world that I could really do other than youth ministry. Like, I thought that was the only thing that I was qualified to do. And part of that was just what I thought I was capable of, but another part of it was really feeling a call on my life to be in youth ministry and to do youth ministry. So in many ways, my own kind of academic work or my own critical work in writing has all come out of this really significant understanding of myself as being called into ministry and the significance of ministry itself, and to give that significant honor. And I really do think that all theology is really biographical in many ways. And for me, I'm still wrestling with my own experiences as an adolescent in some sense, and even as a child, that I had really significant experiences that led me to have to ask big questions and found my faith to be something really significant. And I write about this in my book, The Promise of Despair, but that my first friend I ever had in the world, his name was Benjamin, and we were 4, and there was just a house between his and mine, and it almost seems like a movie. It was idyllically, we used to climb this apple tree behind our houses, very strange, take rotten apples and throw them at the girls in the neighborhood. But at 4 years old, he got cancer and was dead. And it became a really significant experience for me of this. And one of the things that it actually did is it threw me deeper into church. It threw me deeper into my faith. And really, I became the loyal, church-going, Jesus-loving high school kid. And that worked really well for me. And I'm happy for those experiences, and those experiences were significant. But reflecting on them, especially as a young adult, as I started to wonder if one of the reasons I needed the church and one of the reasons I needed Jesus so badly was because I was just so darn scared, that I was just really so frightened. And that the kind of Jesus that I had latched onto was a Jesus who protected me from bad things. And one of the great liberations for me, one of the things that opened my eyes to theology so much, was this articulation that Jesus isn't just this protective bubble that religiously protects you from bad things, but that Jesus is the one who bears bad things with you, that Jesus is the one who bears death for the sake of life. And that's become an incredibly significant narrative for me. And it's been one of the things we are really worried about in youth ministry, is like kids don't get the faith story, kids don't understand the faith story. And Chris Smith's research has been kind of a central articulation of that. The kids can't articulate the significance of the faith story. And for me, what's become really important, and I think it started as a child and led up now more concretely in my adult life, is this beautiful thing that I want to live deeply into, which is this God of Jesus Christ, this God of the Old and New Testament, is a God who shows up at dead places for the sake of life. That this God shows up where this God shouldn't be found to bring life out of death. And I think I've had a lot of experiences, and maybe one of the things that I've tried to do really significantly and try to put my own story within my writing is that I've been trying deeply within my own life is to try to find this God who shows up in dead places, bringing life out of death. And I want to find that God in my own life. I mean, I need that God deeply. And in multiple different ways, in my own family life and in my own growing up, that I need this God who throws God's self into death so that I might live, that enters into death, that enters into my hell so that this God might turn it to the new, to something new. And I think that is an incredible thing to spend our lives thinking about. It's an incredible thing to proclaim to the world in fear and trembling and yet in great joy, that there's something really significant about that. And I have tried to put my own story in my own writing of how I'm trying to do that.